You are listening to Uprising Radio.
As above, so below. When the wicked we see has nowhere else to go, laid bare by the light of you, the closer it comes, we need not look far to see where the darkness comes from. We watch in apt judgment while indifferently engaged, Facebook activists and blog posts enraged, waving our finger and burning our sage, extolling the need for this and many other herbs. Our pens writing adjectives, but not so many verbs. The projection of failure is running out of footage. Indian heads and color bars wink and no enclosure. Off of the reality show Jones, we wean with petulant overture to the light of day that is our own. We watch with apt anticipation for a shoe we are sure must drop, not yet grasping the power of our own steps when they won't stop. As above, so below. When our actions happen with even the slightest intention of bringing about universal ascension, when the sins of the past are more than an unpleasant truth that we just don't mention, more than retribution, more than reparations, a move of power that reverberates a nation, adding bounce by the ounce against cubic tons of bullshit that was used to plug the holes and fed as they saw fit to those whose lives were at least likely to see benefit of the centuries of murder, rape, slavery, and hate, also referred to as what made America great. As above, so below. As like the Underground Railroad before, there are ways around the ways, there are doors where there is no door. The squatter-in-chief, swamp riding on a foil, finding bayou backways, leaving liberty the foil. Ellis bound, being made an hypocritical oath. A sacrifice against the rock at your feet, taken on southern soil, blood sacrifice made. A new generation of terrorists is trained to spread dread, homemade boogie people cultivated in red, white, and blue cages. Meanwhile, somewhere in the Bible Belt, a battle still wages between what is in the good book and what in the book is actually good, between the thing we are told we can do and the thing we know we should. When the price of a vote is more than the price of a life, when the government can yay or nay your husband or your wife, when the options to make life is for the good of the state, when decisions about our lives and health are discussed from a place of hate, with no real place to go back to, the only way to go is not around or back, but straight the fuck through. As above, so below. Deep down, we truly know this much shock over a heat wave in July suggests they were expecting snow. Every year, another record high is surpassed. The farmer's almanac is rendered irrelevant, while chemical agriculture leaves organics outclassed. Not even the darkest leafy veggie is safe to eat, unless you fancy a carcinogen treat. With your steroid-induced meat and ghoulish gluten makes starters a no-go. Now, sooner or later, you'd think we would know that distrust of your food source is the first step to weaken you and direct the source from which you get your food. And deep down, you already know this is true, don't you? You would help the planet more than you know if at least some portion of your food you learn to grow. As above, so below. We can debate the weather or whether this is really about the weather. We can call black white or call all white all right. We can wonder what's up with his hair, or is there a brain under there? We can expound upon the Constitution or the current regime's convolution. Hell, we could talk about a revolution. Freedom ain't free unless everybody gets some. I said it once before, and now I'm sounding kind of dumb and also like a drum. For all our talk, are we really about it? So protective of this land, our land, we're afraid all the others will overcrowd it, knowing we can afford to care for them all if the greedy rich at the top did not hoard it all. A river of gold runs through this village, rich as the Nile, Amazon wide, Mississippi strong, San Joaquin pride, the Hudson, the mighty Rio Grande. And from each city and each town and each village, we can heal them all from hand to hand to hand to hand. That piece is As Above, So Below. Thank you for listening.